Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you guys don't know this already because you don't follow me on other social media platforms like Instagram, then you wouldn't know that I was just traveling in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. The entire time that I was on vacation, I stuck to one specific makeup look, and if you guys want to see the exact products that I brought with me, then I have a pack with me, what I bring with me in my travel makeup bag video that I uploaded last week, and I'll link that in the description box below. But basically what I'm going to do for today's video is I'm going to be using all of those makeup products and show you how I use them for the makeup look that I wore the entire time I was on vacation. So if you guys are curious to see my go-to vacation makeup look, then please keep watching. So the first thing that I started off with every day was primer, and I used a mixture of the Step 1 Nourishing Primer by Makeup Forever and a little bit of the Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Primer. So what I did was I took a little bit of the Nourishing Primer and I put it on the perimeter of my face because that's where my skin tends to be a little bit more dry, also just in my forehead area. And then what I'll do is I will take the Smoothing Primer and put it just around my nose area where I have larger pores. And then I'll take just a drop of the Tarte one and just kind of push it into these pores. I'm just gonna tie up my hair because it's getting in my face. So for foundation, I know you guys know that I brought two with me. I brought my NARS Velvet Matte Skin Tint and the Born This Way foundation from Too Faced. So depending on what I was doing, if it was more of like an afternoon look where the sun was still out, I went with the one with SPF. If I was going to dinner, then I went with the one that did not. So for the purpose of this video, since it is daytime, I'm gonna use a little bit of my NARS Velvet Matte Skin Tint. What I do is I just take a little bit of it on my foundation brush. This one is the F84 Angled Kabuki from Sigma. And then what I did, because I have oily skin, I didn't want to bring a dewy foundation with me because I knew that it would get oily looking. I brought the Sephora Radiant Luminizing Drops, and this is in the shade Morning Light. And what I did is I just take one drop and I just put it onto the foundation just to add a little bit of a glow to the skin without my skin getting oily. So now what I'll do is I'll just kind of take a couple of stripes all over the skin and then I'll start buffing it in. Now since I did get a little more color than I thought that I would on my face, this foundation is a tad light for me now, but I can make it work by adding bronzer kind of all over. So I'll show you guys how to do that in a second. Okay, so now moving on to concealer, I brought my Inglot Under Eye Concealer in the shade 97 with me, and it was great. It did a great job, but I wanted something a little bit more brightening, and I'm kind of mad at myself that I didn't bring kind of a lighter shade concealer to highlight with. So I'm going to be mixing the Inglot concealer in with a little bit of my Naked Skin concealer from Urban Decay today in the shade Light Warm. But first I'm taking just a drop of the Inglot concealer on my Luxie 512 brush. I'm just going to be making 3 dots right underneath my eyes, and I'm going to take whatever is left over and just put a little bit on my nose area, my cupid's bow, and my chin. And then I'm going to go ahead and push this in underneath my eye area. So I just put a drop of this one by Urban Decay, this is in shade Light Warm, just in these highlight areas to add a little bit of brightness, because the Inglot one is great at concealing, but it doesn't do the best job at highlighting the area. So I just want to add a little bit more dimension to the skin by highlighting these areas. So that's something that was missing from my travel makeup bag, and I'm going to be bringing one along with me on my next trip because I learned this time. Now to go ahead and set everything, I brought the MAC Prep and Prime Translucent Setting Powder with me, and I kind of wish that I brought a powder that had a little bit more highlight to it, like a banana yellow shade powder or something like that, because this one is transparent. You can't really see it. It doesn't do much brightening. All it does is set the under eye. And then what I did was I just took a little bit of it on this Sephora Angled Blush brush, and I just did a light set up the rest of my skin so that it wouldn't be hard to blend out other products over top. So next up is bronzer, and you guys know that I brought both my Cheekathon blush palette from Benefit and the Charlotte Tilbury Bronze Glow, whatever the heck it's called, Film Star Bronze and Glow palette. And I actually ended up using my Charlotte Tilbury palette a little bit more because I found that the bronzers in here are not as pigmented as they are just in a pan normally by themselves. In this palette, you do have to build them up for quite some time, which is great because then you can't go heavy-handed, but because I did get color, I needed a bronzer that showed up a little bit more on my skin. So I went with this one on most days, and then what I would do is I'd blend in some of that. So what I did first was I took a little bit of this bronzer right here, and I just did kind of a light dusting on the perimeter of my skin. And I made sure to get my jawline and bring some down my neck, because like I said, the foundation did become a bit light, so I wanted to make sure that I still looked nice and bronzed. And then I took a bit on the sides of my nose. So then after that, what I did was I mixed a bit of Hoola and Dallas on the same brush, and I kind of did bigger circular motions around my cheek area just to kind of bronze up my whole face. So I started the product initially right into my bronzer contour area, and then I swirled a bit just around because my foundation is light. And then on the days that I wanted just a little bit more of a defined contour, I took a little bit of Hoola on my Ita brush and just added a little bit of subtle definition in the hollows of my cheeks. And I took just whatever was extra, just around. Next for blush, most days I used a bit of the Rockateur blush. So once that was done, I went in with my highlighter, and most of the time I just mix all 4 of the shades from this Gleam Kit by Anastasia, but today I'm going to be using a mixture of Hard Candy and Crushed Pearl. And I just take that on a fan brush and I kind of dust that on the tops of my cheekbones and then bring it up towards the top of my brows. And then for my nose highlight, I take the Luxie 229 brush, and I'm gonna take just a drop of Crushed Pearl, and I'm just gonna take a little bit of it just on the bridge of my nose and just a dot on the tip. And then what I'll do is I'll also take a little bit of that shade into the inner corner of my eyes. And I kind of bring it into this little nook of the eye right here as well, like starting to bring it into the crease. It just creates a beautiful effect to the eyes. It's very what's the word, whimsical, I want to say. Then next for the eyes, I just brought this little 4-quad that has my most used single eyeshadows in here. So what I did was I used Vanilla Bean by Makeup Geek, which is just this shade right here, and I would set my lids with it and highlight the brow bone, because I don't like a shimmery brow bone highlight. I just don't like how it looks on me. So I just kind of took this all over the place. And then what I did was I took Creme Brûlée by Makeup Geek on a big fluffy blending brush. I tilted my head back and I just took it in the center of my crease area. Just right in this area right here. And then with whatever was left over on the brush, I would kind of flick it outward. Super simple. Nothing too crazy, but it gives kind of like a sun-kissed glow, a little bit of definition to the crease. It adds to the bronziness of the rest of the makeup look. And then if I was feeling fancy, I would take a little bit of my MAC Gold Deposit, or this shade right here, which is like peach something, I don't know, I said it in my other video. Or I took a shade from my Gleam Kit and I would just put that all over the lid as well. But basically I put this on the lid of my eye a couple of times and it looked gorgeous. but most of the time I just did this super simple eye makeup right here. For the brows, I just used my L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. I didn't do anything too crazy with my brows. I just did very simple filling in. So for my lips, you guys know how many lip options I brought with me, but the one that I ended up wearing the most was this combination right here. The first thing that I did was I used a little bit of my Cherish lipstick by MAC, and I just put this all over my lips. And I love this one, by the way, because it's a satin finish, not a matte. And then over top of that, I put my Chelsea Girls lip gloss by NARS, and it's just such a pretty combination. So as a last step for the eyes, what I did was I just curled my lashes. I did a super quick coat of the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I didn't build it up too much, I just put a little bit of something. And this mascara just makes your eyelashes look a lot thicker. And then what I did to lengthen is I took a couple coats of my L'Oreal Telescopic. And then just a quick coat on the lower lashes. And that's it. Stupid me forgot to bring a setting spray with me, so I'm just gonna use some Fix Plus today, even though I forgot to bring this with me, but yeah. So that is it for my vacation makeup look. This is the makeup that I wore, I'm not kidding you, every single time that I did my makeup. I just felt that it looked the most natural, bronzy, just looked very elegant with a tan and like your nice vacation clothes. I don't know, I just really liked how simple this makeup look was. I was gonna go a little bit crazier with the eye makeup and the whatever, but I ended up just wearing this most of the time. One night I did do a bold lip and winged liner, but it didn't feel vacation-y to me. This makeup look says vacation, so this is what I wore. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys are curious to see all the rest of the products that I did bring with me, other lip products, all of that, I'll leave my vacation travel makeup bag video in the description box below. But if you guys enjoyed today's video, then please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos, and I will see you in my next one. Thank you so much for watching.